Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 17th of July. We're going to be looking at the DAX and the FTSE, a bit more time on the DAX and the FTSE. I've got two counts I want to share here. This is our sort of original count and part of the S&P count where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, an A and a B and a C here for 2. So we're just expecting one more little high to come into play there for this. So this is one count. The other count here is this count here where we count up a little bit differently. We count 5 waves up for 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and then we're counting up as we'll check this out, but basically one more little move up here, and then we come back into this space here. I mean, oddly enough, this one here would suit the resources in Australia, the BHPs and the Rios and FMGs and things like that. So it counts quite well like that. Let's just go in and take a closer look at this particular space between 4 and 5 here, so to speak. So this would be the logical count to have in this space here, with 3 and 4 here as an example, and even in the corrective pattern too. So 1 here, ABC for 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and finishing here. So we probably see, well, hopefully if support stays in play here at 12,800, if support stays in play here, we'll be looking for one more little wave up here that will probably take about 2 sessions to complete, and that will be it for that, and then we'll roll over from that point there. This would be the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're counting this little 5 waves up in lots of markets around the world, as I mentioned, commodities and the S&P and so on. So so that's where we think that could finish. And I mean, there's a good chance that this could possibly just keep on going because we're in an uptrend. I don't want to stick my head in the sand, but at the same time, we would want to see support on the 13,000 for that. So we'd want to see the market, well, do this. It's done that, and then we'd need to see something like that, and then we can go long from that point there. That's what we'll do, because we're traders first and analysts second. So as traders, we need to take our setups, and if we see this setup here, currently we've got the arrival, the reaction here, the reaction. We're looking for the first high above the level here, and then for it to fold back over, and that gives us our setup here. We may be able to get a setup if the market's going to move up, then we could get this pattern here again in a very miniature view in this little space here, and also get to go long in here somewhere as well, a bit lower down, but we'll look at that when it comes to it. We do have long trades in the market here, so I'll just find out where they are. So they're here. So what we're doing, you may have long trades from all the way back here. We're looking at moving the stop up under this low here, and the reason for that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this, and then an ABC coming back to this wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So we don't want it coming down any further than this. Okay, so we don't want it breaching 12,800. So for the move to the upside here, we're not expecting it to do much, because this, if we count this as 1 here and 2 here, and then 3 here and 4 here, then we've got overlapping wave structures here. So it breaks an Elliott rule, but we do see this a lot. So we have to just run with that. But otherwise, we'll just look for 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here, and just the tiniest little spike up here would do the trick to give us that there. So really, we need to take profit in this space here, just at the 13,000 roughly. Let's just call it for what it is. Sure, and this could be counted differently here too. This could be counted up for 1 and back for 2, then up for 1 and back for 2, because of the overlapping wave structures. That would be the correct way to count it. But because of what's happening in other markets around the world, we just need to take it just steady as she goes, you know. So anyway, once we've got this high in here, we've got another setup here. Well, then we'll look to go long again over here for this. But we do need that. We do need that setup for that to occur. So the first high above the level, wherever that comes in, some sort of ABC pattern here for that. And then we can just bring that over on top of the B wave here for that, because if that's breached, that confirms that that's in 3 waves. So that's the way we're going to approach it. Yeah, we'll pull out of this trade here. Don't worry about this wave 3. I mean, it is possible to have further upside, but just to recap the situation again, we're looking at this pattern here, and with this particular pattern here, once again we just want to see one more little wave up into the B wave there, and then we'll see it move down from that point. So we've either got this, or we've got this structure here again here, where we won't see it. It could go much higher, but I have to be conservative here, so we'll just put that in play here for this at this stage. So we just want that. And yes, the market could go much higher, and like I mentioned, as traders we will take the setups as we see them, simple as that. And the setup will be something like this here. We want the first high above the level to come into play. Once we've got that, then we can start looking at different ways to move in again once we've got support over here for this. But we just want this little structure here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to finish, and then we need to be out of that market, and then we just need to sit back and wait at that point in time. The FTSE, we kind of you know, I know that we've got a corrective pattern here, and I know eventually we'll make a new high above here, but I have to do the same thing here again as well. So even though we're long here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we need to take profit pretty much above this high here, just on top of that high here for that, unfortunately. So we'll just clean that up. We'll just move that to the top here. So yeah, as soon as it arrives close to the top there, or even the 6,300 again, just get out of that. And once again, we need to wait here again, so for the setup over here. So if this gives us 5 waves here, let's just say that it goes up here, that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So then we would have this ABC pattern here and get back in again, because you know we may get this this 1, 2 here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, some sort of ABC pattern here, and then the market can continue up for 3, 4 and 5. Yes, it can do that, but at the same time we need to be mindful that this top here, well, we don't know if it's top yet, this 5th wave here could be the end of a bit more of a complicated B wave, and then come down into this C wave over here. So I just need to be really careful about this. We will get back in later if weather permitting as such, and we want support on top of group 1, which is the 300 here, in this case 6,300. We haven't had support here yet. And normally, you know, as they say, you get triple tops here, and that's what we'll end up having here. But if we get the pullback here, then it's normally the 4th time the market would go through. They're words from Gann, WD Gann, not myself, but yeah, if it approaches, if you've got a triple top and the 4th time that it approaches, that's the time that it's likely to move through at that point. And that may be, you know, 1, 2, 3 over here, that may be back down to here and then up from that point. It may be over here, you know, but obviously we're good enough to move in closer to the low over here if that's going to be the case. So anyway, I'm just shooting the breeze. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.